That's my flying fluffy. I own the Florida Panthers fanbase now.
So, does Sergei Bobrovsky not have another run in him? Trav for Oilers, Slanging the Biscuit podcast. Big YouTuber, had a kind of a minor hockey career that he documented. Played junior A, junior B, I think actually, excuse me. And just, I mean, listen, he's a divisive figure. You either like Trav or you hate him. And while I don't agree with everything that comes out of Trav's mouth, I think he's a good content creator, and I do think that he can be wildly entertaining. He has a podcast with a radio host, Wheeler, and I think for the most part that dynamic of both of them can be entertaining to watch and to listen to. Original video will be linked down below in the description, but is Sergei Bobrovsky washed?
Is Bob your question? Bob's kind of my question mark. I don't know if Bob can go back-to-back years. I mean, we saw the videos of him last year dropping all that weight. He's a year older. I mean, he's not a kid, man. He's not a kid anymore. He is my, and I know everyone's going to think I'm crazy, but he's my question mark. He really, really is for the Panthers.
At 37 years old?
Yep.
So you don't think he's going to...
That is an interesting take to have. Sergei Bobrovsky being the man that could possibly be the downfall of the Florida Panthers. Just quickly looking into his stats, 45 games played, 28 wins, 4 shutouts, a 2.51 goals against average, and 906 save percentage. It's nowhere near the numbers that his Vezina caliber can be, and he is getting older. But I would say I'm not overly concerned with the regular season, because in Florida, well, he's had some solid regular seasons. It's not like he's been lighting up the world. Bobrovsky's biggest thing is when he gets in a zone, he can be a brick wall and just be very difficult to score against. And I think in these big moments, he has showcased that, yes, he has the capability to flip a switch and bring his game to a different level. He might be older. That might play some factor into the conversation when it comes to the length of the run. But until proven otherwise, I still think he's got that dog in him.
You going to do it, or you're just a little bit skeptical at this point in time?
Skeptical. That's my only question mark around the Panthers making another run to the Cup.
Well, he put up a 906 last year in the playoffs with the whole run. He did a 915 in the previous year's Cup run, despite dropping the ball a little bit in the first round against Boston, and then picking it up and then winning all the way in Game 7. And then last year, I think there was 2 or 3 games against the Oilers really dropped the stats down, but he's been great last 2 years. They did 35, 36. Can you do it at 37? I'm optimistic. He's one of my favorite guys to watch, and especially, too, I think the matchup that nobody's talking about, potentially first-round Leafs and Panthers, Stolarz in Toronto starting against his former team in Florida. The master versus the teacher, and the young grasshopper versus the expert. That's an exciting matchup for me. Cool.
I would agree that is definitely an interesting matchup. Stolarz, I mean, he had 1 game of playoff experience. It was against the Oilers, and things didn't go as well. He got lit up. He got put in relief for Bobrovsky. Now, listen, Stolarz has had a fantastic year, but the one worry I have with guys Stolarz is he doesn't have the playoff experience. So that can go either 1 or 2 ways. One, he's so just oblivious to the situation he puts himself in that he just plays out of his mind and treats it like the regular season, which could be a good thing. Or 2, and we've seen this happen with some goalies that have had fantastic regular seasons, the pressure gets to him and he just doesn't look as sharp. I think with the Maple Leafs, they've addressed a lot of the issues and they're going to be a better team. There is that question mark even for me when it comes to the goaltending position with the Leafs. Are they good enough in net? And that's not to knock Stolarz or even Wall's ability in net. They just got to kind of show me that they can really carry a team and win around. You know, that's got to happen.
Goalie-wise, especially.
Well, it's interesting because when you look at statistical trends, more often than not, the team that loses in the Stanley Cup Finals usually have a miserable time the following year. It's just like we put in all that effort for nothing. We got to go through it again. Like there's just an emotional hangover. But the Oilers seem to have that youth in them where they don't feel hangovers.
Well, I love Wheeler's enthusiasm about the Oilers having youth in them and they're not going to have that hangover. They're the 7th oldest team in the NHL. It's hard to go back after losing a Stanley Cup final. And there's still a massive question mark about them in goal with Stuart Skinner. And, well, they got some nice pieces, and I think they made some good additions. I'm not sure about the Oilers. I think they won a terrific run last season, but the Western Conference, man, there are so many damn good teams That is going to be a difficult conference to come out of, especially before the trade deadline finished. You had a lot of teams add some nice pieces. It was an arms race, and do I believe the Oilers significantly made themselves better than other teams at the trade deadline? No. Some nice moves. I did like Wallman. I think that's a good piece to bring in. But in goal, can Stuart Skinner win you a Stanley Cup? I don't think so.
And I get that. The guy used to be a young man. But when it comes to the Florida Panthers, I feel like despite their success, and they have been playing great, it's a lot of mental wear and tear. And I think the only thing that's kind of dragging them along is the fact that we know what that tastes like. We want to get there again. And I think that's really kind of been their inspiration this season.
If you enjoy what you just saw, we do new clips every single day, twice a day on the Clips channel. You see clips.
So that is the Slang and the Biscuit podcast Clips channel. I'll have his main channels all down below in the description and the original video as well. I don't want to be one of these guys that doesn't credit where it's probably deserved, but kind of going into the conversation about Bobrovsky and whether you feel like he could fall off the wagon. Yes, he is getting older, and it is interesting that the Florida Panthers went completely all in, right? Getting rid of Spencer Knight to bring in Seth Jones. You get rid of your goaltender of the future, and you're really relying on this window. I think the Florida Panthers anticipate Bobrovsky being able to be a very good goalie for at least another couple years. I think he's shown that dedication, and they're fully buying in. Their window is right now. I think the Florida Panthers are in a good situation here to repeat. There are some concerns with Tkachuk's injury. You're hoping Marchand can come in and be impactful. I mean, when you look at the Florida Panthers and what they have done, especially at the trade deadline, they're all in. And I think that can re-energize even older players. Like, man, we can win another Stanley Cup. We can do something that a lot of teams just never even do. We can do it back to back. The Panthers are a very good team. They're excellent. And when they get fully healthy, that is going to be one of the most difficult teams to play against. Lines 1 through 4, D pairs 1 through 6. And when Sergei Bobrovsky gets locked in, have fun trying to beat that brick wall. So do I think Bobrovsky is going to fall off and just be a shell of himself? No. Will he have the occasional bad game? I think that is possible. We even saw that in the Stanley Cup final run where he won a cup. That happens to a lot of goaltenders. But Bob, I still think he's got it in him. I still think he can carry the Florida Panthers to another Stanley Cup. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you think about this conversation? Do you believe that Bobrovsky will kind of fall off as he gets older? Do you think that he's getting too old where he can't go back-to-back with Stanley Cups? I'd like to know your thoughts. Appreciate if you drop a like, and if you don't, well, go fuck yourself.